Frank says, "Hey Eric, do you think if Tony Khan never would have made the Ted Turner comments, you would have been less critical of AEW?"
Honest answer, yeah. I mean, I could bullshit you here, and I could probably say some smart sounding shit that would make you think maybe it's true, but that really disappointed me to the point where, it had nothing to do with me. It was just so disrespectful of someone who I have so much respect for, and everybody that's in the industry today. Everybody that's in the industry today should be thankful and grateful for what Ted Turner contributed to the business. And for someone who professed to be such a student and someone who I had heard was kind of looked favorably in terms of what WCW accomplished, the good and the bad, which is, a fair way to look at things in a respectful way. For him to come out and say that about Ted on the network that Ted Turner built from scratch at a time when everybody thought Ted Turner was nuts, because Ted Turner's vision for what cable television would be was so far out there, he had a hard time getting people to go into business with him. Oh, and throw a little crazy on top of that, because he was fun and he did not give a fuck. That is the renegade of all renegades in the world of media in our freaking lifetime. He was like a badass Elon Musk who just did not give a fuck and would tell you that with a microphone in his hand early in his career. So much admiration for what he did, and to say something like that, I just thought it made me lose any respect. And with that, the benefit of the doubt. But guess what? I'm not proud of that. I don't think that that's a good thing. It's a flaw. I'm being a jackass with that attitude because I'm just hanging on to it, and it's stupid. So I'm going to avoid talking about AEW, and this will probably be the last time I'll answer a question like this, because you can only answer them so many times in so many different ways while trying to make the same point, that at some point I just go, next question, please. But yeah, I just made up my mind. Tony's going to do what Tony's going to do. Tony has the ability to do what he's going to do, and everybody around him is benefiting from that. So go, Tony. Go, everybody there. And my opinion really shouldn't matter, so I'll just keep it to myself.
Virgil Dawkins says, "Why does WWE hire so many failed and retired athletes that don't do well in sports? Most of them having no knowledge of wrestling or the culture and just want a job. This annoys me as a diehard fan."
I'm perplexed.
What do you mean?
How many retired and failed athletes that don't do well in sport? Who are we talking about here? Give me an example.
I guess they're thinking there's a lot of people at the PC. I'm not really sure. I mean, Braun Breaker seems to be doing well. Tiffany Stratton seems to be doing well. Bianca Belair.
I mean, that's what I mean. This is an absurd question. This is another ride. Virgil, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to. I'm trying not to be judgmental here, but you and I see two different things, bro. And maybe it's because I have a different perspective. And sometimes when two people have different perspectives, which means you're looking at it from different angles, maybe I appreciate something that you don't see, or vice versa. But man, what I saw, and this is unfair because I saw it in person, when I saw the level of talent in the PC down in Orlando, it was one of the things, it's the only thing that's really shocked me, and I want to say shocked, it's the only thing that's really had a major impact on me in terms of the business that I wasn't kind of aware of. Like, I didn't realize how far advanced that whole process has become. And I saw a ring full, probably 2 ringfuls of really young talent. We're talking early 20s, late teens, early 20s. Wasn't sure the age, but in that range. All Division I athletes doing things in the ring that made me think they'd been there for 6 months. They'd only been there for a week. They're learning so quickly because they're trainable. They've learned how to be coachable, and obviously they're very athletically gifted. So I'm looking at that thing from an entirely different perspective and somewhat confused by your angle. But hey, maybe I'm wrong.
Vin wants to know, Eric, a 14-year-old me had my email question asked on air when you were on Off the Record in Canada back in the 90s. What are your memories of doing that show? Did you like Landsberg?
I liked him. He was an obnoxious, just in your face, trying hard to be that, cutting edge journalist, dig, fight, and he pushed me. And not just me, but that was his thing, right? And I kind of dug that because I like to be fucked with, especially on air. I like to be challenged that way. That kind of makes remember those neural pathways I keep talking about? Those motherfuckers get on fire when that kind of thing happens. You've heard me go off on a rant. When those things go off, pop, 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 all of a sudden they're going off so fast, my head starts to get hot. There go the gray hair. Fuck, it's fun. So, yeah, I had a good time with it.
King of Games wants to know, can you tell us what the reaction backstage was when Booker T cut that promo on Hogan? What was Tom Warner's reaction?
Oh, here I was thinking about this saying yesterday. Here's how bored I am sometimes. Just being in the middle of nowhere, living the life I live, choosing to live the life I live, and being grateful every day for it. I kind of like my space. I'm not good at chatting for the sake of chatting, so I don't like to talk to my neighbors. I don't go to the grocery store and talk to people, or just kind of leave me alone. Let me get lost in my own head, man. I really dug it. So maybe I'm desensitized to a lot of shit, but that question, we've become so sensitized to that particular incident. It's an entirely different reaction today. And I'm talking about the collective we as a society, as a culture. I'm not passing judgment on good or bad. I'm just stating a fact. Our sensitivity to things racially has become so much more heightened over the last couple of years. And I don't know, not like I'm tracking or studying, but certainly it seems to be over the last 5, 6, 8, 10 years, whatever. And back then, I didn't hear a word from Time Warner. I didn't hear a word from the audience. There may have been some people that wrote in and some people that were offended. Believe me, I'm sensitive to that even to this day. I'm not suggesting that people weren't. I'm just telling you, it wasn't even a blip on the radar. It would be today. People's hair would catch fire. And depending on your point of view, rightfully so. So it was a different time, and that's a perfect example of that.